How do you become emotionally attached to somebody you've never actually met? No dates, no relationship, no shared experiences, and yet somehow they are already occupying space in your mind. You are thinking about them throughout the day, checking your phone, looking forward to their messages, wondering why they haven't replied, feeling disappointed when they are distant, and maybe part of you is asking, how has this happened when we've never even met? Because I think this is one of the biggest psychological challenges in modern dating. People are becoming emotionally invested before they've had enough real life experience to truly know who the other person is. And later in this video, I want to explore the question that I think creates the most clarity. Are you attached to them or to the version of them you've created in your mind? Because those are not always the same thing. So how can I feel attached to somebody I've never met? I think many people assume attachment only develops after spending time together in person. But psychologically, attachment develops through emotional significance, through consistency, through anticipation, through vulnerability. If somebody becomes part of your daily routine, your brain naturally starts recognizing them as important. You wake up wondering whether they've messaged, you look forward to hearing from them, you notice when they are quiet. And over time, emotional investment starts building up. Modern dating allows that process to happen incredibly quickly. Sometimes a few weeks of daily contact can create a surprising level of attachment, even before two people have ever met. Another good question to wonder is, am I attached to them or to the idea of them? I remember somebody saying to me, when it ended, I realized I wasn't grieving a relationship. I was grieving what I thought the relationship was going to become. And honestly, I think that's one of the most important insights in modern dating. Because before we meet somebody in real life, there are still many things we don't know. How they handle conflict, stress, disappointment, responsibility, commitment, consistency. Yet our minds naturally fill in the gaps. And often those gaps are filled with hope, possibility, fantasy, and potential. Which means part of the attachment may be to who we imagine they are, rather than who they actually are. And that's completely human, right? We all do it. Another question that keeps coming up is, why do voice notes and late night chats feel so intimate? Because they create emotional closeness. Hearing somebody's voice feels different from reading a message. It feels more personal, more vulnerable, more human. And when somebody shares emotional parts of themselves with us, we often experience that as trust. A long voice note, a vulnerable conversation, a late night discussion about fears, relationships, or childhood experiences. All of those things can create a powerful sense of connection. The challenge is that emotional intimacy can develop much faster than relationship reality. And that's why people sometimes feel incredibly close to somebody they've never actually met. So does feeling attached mean the connection is genuine? Not necessarily. And I think this is where many people become confused. Somebody once said to me, the feelings were real. That's what made it so confusing. And I think many people recognize that experience. Because genuine feelings don't automatically tell us whether a relationship is healthy, compatible, or sustainable. The attachment can be real. The excitement can be real, the anticipation can be real, but compatibility is a different question. And compatibility can only really be discovered through time, experience, and consistency. Why does it hurt so much if it ends? Because attachment isn't measured by relationship labels. It's measured by emotional investment. Many people tell themselves, we never even met, or it was only texting. But emotionally, it often feels much bigger than that, because you've imagined possibilities, created hopes, started picturing a future. And when those possibilities disappear, the disappointment can feel very real. Not because the relationship existed, but because the emotional investment existed. And then the final question to ask: how do I stay grounded? I think one of the healthiest questions people can ask themselves is, what do I actually know about this person? Not what I imagined, not what I've hoped, not what I think might happen. What do I genuinely know? Because healthy relationships need reality, not just chemistry, not just anticipation, not just potential, reality. And reality takes time. The strongest relationships are usually built on both emotional connection and real-world experience, not one without the other. If you've ever found yourself emotionally attached before you've ever met the person, you are not alone. Modern dating creates this experience all the time. And the problem isn't that your feelings are real. The problem, they probably are. The question is whether you are allowing enough time for reality to catch up with those feelings. And perhaps the most important question of all is the one we started with. Are you attached to who this person actually is, or to who you hope they might be? Because attachment can happen very quickly, but genuine understanding takes much longer, and healthy relationships need both. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments. And if you are interested in conversations around modern dating, attachment styles, relationship psychology, and emotional well-being, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.